Hi, Nancy here. I'm with Gentle Ventures Training, and I would like to walk you through the life of a newborn care specialist, the job that she does with newborns at night. I will be using sleep conditioning with this job. Sleep conditioning is a type of sleep training that you use with newborns. Now, a newborn care specialist specializes in a newborn zero age to 12 weeks. During that 12-week time, not only do we educate the parents on breastfeeding, scheduling, feeding, whatever they need, we also teach the baby how to sleep. And we do this through sleep conditioning, which means when a baby is getting enough food during the day, they will naturally sleep longer at night. I have 29 years of experience, hands-on, working with newborns, and about 14 years of teaching others how to care for newborns also. That has given me huge perspective and lots of stories to share. Some of them funny, some of them very informative, and all of them educational. I can't say I've ever gone on a job where I haven't learned something. So on this job, Lily was born at 7 pounds and 13 ounces, and it was a vaginal birth. Now, does it make a difference if it's a vaginal birth or a C-section birth? Not really, but there are a couple things that come into play. And one is that when a baby is born C-section, she doesn't go through the vaginal canal and doesn't pick up the good bacteria that form her gut, make her healthy. So she may be more prone to digestion issues, reflux, things like that. The first night on the job, this baby was going to be breastfed, and the mother wanted to be able to also bottle feed the baby. So we had her order beforehand, designed by Nature's Goat Milk, which is an excellent formula for a newborn. There's no chemicals in it. It's pure. It's wonderful. And once again, my objective is to get this baby to sleep 12 hours by 12 weeks. The catch being on this job, I only have 6 weeks. They hired me to do what I can in 6 weeks. So let's start off with week 1. I'm going to be working with this family 5 nights a week from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. I will assist them in caring for their newborn. Now, I'm not going, if they say, we don't want to do it that way, I'm like, okay, this is your child and you get to pick what you want to do. But I can educate them in ways that make their life so much easier. We start off with a baby who's already lost weight, because when she comes home from the hospital, chances are she's lost up to 10% of her weight. Now, this baby weighed 7 pounds and 3 ounces when she got home, which was at day 2. And that's also the day I started. Like we said before, mom wants to breastfeed, and we will consider topping off if needed. The first week is generally the most difficult week. So I always take that into account. Be sure to get plenty of rest and be ready to stay up for the night. I may have to. When mom's milk comes in, we put the baby on a 3-hour schedule. Now, this mom was having trouble with her milk coming in. So although we put her on a 3-hour schedule, it wasn't until this happened, until her milk actually came in, which took a little longer than usual. What we want, what a schedule is, what a routine looks like, is a 3-hour routine. So for instance, it would be like a 7, 10, 1, 4, 7. At all those times, we would wake the baby up, feed the baby, and put the baby back down. That doesn't mean 7:30 or 6:30. It means 7 o'clock. We try to stay as close to that 3-hour routine as possible. Now, in the first week, it's going to be really hard because mom's, like we said before, mom's milk isn't in. She's doing colostrum, and there's not enough there to feed the baby. So she's going to be feeding more often, maybe every 2 hours, maybe every 1.5 hours. What we did with this baby was put her 30 minutes on each breast. After the 30 minutes, if she still acted hungry, then we were planning on topping her off with the bottle. Here's the obstacles that we came across this first week. Engorgement. Mom's breasts were very engorged without any relief. First, I thought she may be a little bit uptight, and I wanted her to relax more. So we had her take a warm shower, anything to relax, maybe a cup of wine, anything to relax her so that her milk would let down. But as the time progressed and this was not happening, we started looking at things like the pump size, the breast pump size. Was it hospital grade? Was the flange size correct? And could she do breast massage to help eliminate some of the pain? She was in a lot of pain with breast engorgement. So we changed the flange size. We upped the pump from a commercial grade to a hospital grade. It was just a regular pump, and it wasn't quite strong enough to pull the milk out. And I've got the links here if you want to find out what size of flange a mom would need, and also how to do the breast massage. The breast massage seemed to help her probably more than anything else. So now mom's milk is in, and we have the baby on the 3-hour schedule that I talked about before. However, baby wants to be up in the middle of the night, not during the day. And so she has her days and her nights turned around. What do we do about that? Well, some people are like, oh, just wait and it'll straighten itself out. I'm like, I am not a just wait person. I'm like, let's get this done. I am not ready to be awake all night long while this baby thinks it's daytime. So what we do for that is we make sure that the baby has some forced awake time during the day. And I say forced because for the first week or so that you start this, the baby is going to be like, this doesn't seem right, and they want to sleep, but you have to force them to be awake. So maybe give the baby a bath after a feed. We're only asking the baby to be awake for an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. You can do tummy time. You can do bath time. You can do just really minor things at this point because you don't want to overstimulate the baby. If you overstimulate the baby, they won't go to sleep. So we don't want to do that. So right now, mom is feeding 30 minutes on each side and topping off with goat's milk. So the baby is getting 1.5 ounces to 2 ounces of goat's milk after each feed. We went ahead to see how the baby would do if she did not get these top offs, and she was miserable. She wouldn't settle down. She cried all the time. She wouldn't sleep. So we decided that yes, until mom is producing enough milk, we are going to give goat's milk. Now, mom did not want to be feeding continually as she had a 5-year-old to take care of also. If she wanted to exclusively breastfeed and not feed the goat's milk at all, She would have to have that baby attached to her breast probably every 2 hours, maybe every hour and a half to keep the baby full. And it just wasn't in her timeline that she could do this. She had a 5-year-old to take care of also, and she needed time in between. We swaddled for all sleep periods. So the baby is tightly swaddled through all of this sleep time. When she was awake, she was unswaddled. When she was going back to sleep, we swaddled her back up. We also used a white noise machine on loud for her sleep times. These are sleep cues that are needed so the baby knows it's time to sleep, it's time to be awake. Week 3 was a rough week, and it usually is. The baby is waking up. You're discovering they've got this little personality. They may be more active. They may be more alert. You may be experiencing more fussy periods with them. At week 3 is actually when colic begins, if it's going to begin. Now, we do not, at Gentle Ventures, believe in basic colic. Colic is usually an overstimulation. So the baby has been up every 3 hours during the day and is, believe it or not, exhausted by 7 p.m. at night, or even by 4 p.m. the baby is exhausted. And that's when colic starts. Usually from 4 to 7, babies are crying continually. Why? Not because their tummy's upset, not because they have gas, because they've been overstimulated. They want to be sleeping and they're not. So we have to figure out a way to turn that around. Now, what we found, and I jumped ahead too fast and I apologize for that. Whoops. What we found worked for this baby was that we needed to cut back on the breastfeeding to 20 minutes on each side and 20 minutes for the bottle feeding. That would get her at an hour. Then 2 times during the day, she needed to have 15 minutes additional of awake time. That would give her a full tummy, that would give her awake time, and that would get her days and nights turned around to where they needed to be. Now, during this time, the baby was waking up at night between 3 and 4.5 hours, up to week 3. So week 4, you're going to see a big change start to happen. And it is amazing to be able to watch this happen and how it happens naturally. It was not forced, it just happened. So week 4, all the preliminary work is done. You've got the baby on a good schedule. And now we're going to start a nighttime routine. Now, a nighttime routine is a routine that's followed with the baby. We start at the 4 p.m. feed. The routine is always identically the same. Not that like you read a book, it's like you read the same book. It's not like you sing a song, it's like you sing the same song. It's not like you breastfeed in the room, you breastfeed in the room in the dark. So they're all sleep cues that the baby knows, oh, this is happening, which means I need to sleep longer. So we started this great nighttime routine at 4 p.m. So what happens at 4 p.m., she wakes up, she is woken up probably, and she has her feed. She has her 15 minutes of awake time, and she's put down back to sleep for 45 minutes. At the end of that 45-minute time, which is probably about like 5 o'clock. Oh, wait a minute. It's like 6 o'clock. We wake her up and we start the actual routine. Now, their routine happens to be a bath, a baby massage, dress her in her warm clothes, swaddle her up, sing her a song, the same song, and feed her her bottle in her nursery in her in the dark. Now, the clients have decided that they want to feed the bottle. It's always breast milk now. We're not even doing goat's milk anymore. Week 4, mom is producing enough. It can be breast milk only. But they have decided they want to do the bottle feed at bedtime instead of breastfeeding because the baby is very sensitive to overstimulation. So if it takes 40 minutes to breastfeed and they have to top it off with a bottle, that's another hour the baby's up and she's totally out of control. She will not sleep. She's just crying and she's having such a hard time. So we cut it down to the 20-minute feed with the bottle. She has a full tummy and she's in bed between 6:30 and 7. This worked amazing. So the first night they did that, she slept from 6:30 to midnight. It was like, are you kidding me right now? I was shocked. I did not expect that. Then the next night she slept till 1 o'clock. The next night she slept till 10:30. Okay, so what do you do in that case? Well, in that case, because I know that she can do the 12 and the 1, I let her fuss for between 3 and 5 minutes. If she continued, I went ahead and gave her the pacifier. And when I say I gave her the pacifier, I don't hold her. I just hold the pacifier like this in her mouth while she's in her crib until she falls back into a deep sleep, which can be between 20 and 30 minutes. Then the next time she wakes up, I feed her. And each time that she woke up at 10:30, and there were 2 times that she did that in a week, she was back to sleep and woke up between 12 and 1. And that's when I did feed her. The last night of the 4th week, she slept from 6:30 to 1 o'clock, 6:30 to 1 o'clock without waking at all. So this next week, which will be coming up really soon, we're going to try to stretch her another hour. So I will stretch her. I will make sure she's locked into that 1 o'clock and then try to get her till 2 o'clock. Now, what do we do after that long stretch? I feed her when she wakes up. So if she wakes up at 3-hour mark, I feed her. Generally, it's a 4-hour mark for her. So generally she's been eating at like midnight and waking up again at 4. I feed her at 4 and then the parents take over at 7 a.m. and get her back on the 7-10-1-4 schedule. So it's working out really well. I hope you've enjoyed this and we'll continue this on the next video. Thank you very much for watching and have an amazing day. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at contact@gentleventures.com. Thank you and have a wonderful day.